Henrietta's Dancing Dreams by Barker Brown. Once upon a time, in a cozy barnyard filled with the usual farm sounds of mooing cows and snorting pigs, lived a very unusual hen named Henrietta. While all the other chickens spent their days pecking at seeds and gossiping about the weather, Henrietta had a secret dream that made her tail feathers practically wiggle with excitement. She wanted to learn how to dance. It all started one sunny morning when Henrietta was wandering around the farmyard, flapping her wings to dry them after a particularly splendid dust bath. As she flapped, she noticed her reflection in the farmer's shiny truck bumper, and something magical happened. She looked like she was dancing. "Bok, bok, brilliant!" she squawked, spinning around in a circle. Her orange feet made little scratchy sounds on the dirt that sounded almost like music. "I'm going to be the most spectacular dancing chicken in the whole wide world." The other hens looked at Henrietta like she had grown a second beak. "Chickens don't dance, Henrietta," clucked Gertrude, the most sensible hen in the coop. "We peck, we lay eggs, we scratch, we do not dance." But Henrietta just ruffled her feathers with determination. Well, maybe it's time chickens learned something new. That very afternoon, Henrietta began her dancing lessons with herself as the teacher. She had watched the farmer's daughter practicing ballet in the yard, and she was absolutely convinced she could do it too. First, she tried to do a pirouette. She spun around and around and around until she got so dizzy she fell right into the pig's mud puddle with a tremendous splot. "Oink, oink, oh my!" laughed Penelope the pig. "What are you doing, Henrietta?" "Learning to dance," Henrietta declared, shaking mud off her feathers. "That was just my mud spin technique." Next, she attempted what she thought was a grand jeté, a big leap through the air. She flapped her wings as hard as she could and jumped off the fence post. For one glorious moment, she felt like she was flying. Then she landed in the sheep's water trough with an enormous splash. "Bah, bah, brilliant landing!" bleated Woolbert the sheep, trying not to giggle. "Is that a new swimming dance?" "Absolutely," Henrietta said, even though she was now completely soaked. "I call it the wet wing waltz." Every day, Henrietta practiced something new. She tried tap dancing with her claws on the wooden fence, which made such a racket that the rooster thought there was a woodpecker convention. She attempted the tango with a scarecrow, who was a terrible dance partner because he never moved. She even tried break dancing, which mostly involved her rolling around in the dirt while flapping wildly. The other farm animals began to gather around to watch Henrietta's daily dance sessions. At first, they came to giggle at her silly mistakes, but slowly, something wonderful started to happen. When Henrietta did her feather flamenco, which involved lots of dramatic head bobbing and wing spreading, the horses started swishing their tails to the rhythm. When she performed her chicken cha-cha, a wobbly side step she'd invented, the cows began mooing in time with her movements. Even Gertrude, the sensible hen, found herself secretly practicing a little wing flap boogie when she thought no one was looking. One day, the farmer's daughter Emily came running into the yard, looking very upset. "Oh, no!" she cried. "The talent show at school is tomorrow, and my dance partner is sick with chicken pox. I can't do my routine alone." Henrietta's heart nearly popped right out of her feathery chest. This was her moment. She marched right up to Emily and performed her most spectacular move yet, a combination spin, jump, flap, wiggle that she called the Henrietta Hurricane. Emily's eyes grew wide with amazement. That's actually incredible. You're really dancing." From that day forward, Emily and Henrietta became the most unusual dance duo in the county. They practiced together every afternoon, with Emily teaching Henrietta real dance moves and Henrietta showing Emily some of her own creative chicken choreography. At the school talent show, they performed a routine that had everyone in the audience clapping and cheering. Henrietta wore a tiny, sparkly collar that Emily had made for her, and she danced her heart out. She still got a little dizzy during the spins, and she accidentally pecked at the stage lights because they were so shiny. But everyone agreed it was the most entertaining and joyful performance they'd ever seen. "You see," Henrietta told all the farm animals when she returned home with a big blue ribbon tied around her neck. "It doesn't matter if you're not perfect at something. What matters is that you try new things, have fun, and maybe even fall in a mud puddle or two along the way." From that day on, the barnyard became the liveliest place around. Every evening after chores, all the animals would gather for Henrietta's happy hour, where they danced together, each in their own silly, wonderful way. The pigs did the mud slide shuffle, the sheep performed the woolly wiggle, and the cows created the munificent mambo. And Henrietta? She kept practicing new moves every single day because she learned that the best part about dancing wasn't being perfect. It was the pure joy of moving to your own rhythm and making everyone around you smile, even when she occasionally still fell into the pig's mud puddle. Especially when she fell into the pig's mud puddle. The end. The Henrietta Moral. Sometimes the silliest dreams lead to the most wonderful adventures. Don't be afraid to try something new, even if you're not good at it right away. The most important thing is to have fun, be yourself, and maybe inspire others to dance to their own beat, too, even if that beat involves a few tumbles along the way. We are glad you could join us for this great story. If you enjoyed our animal adventure, then go ahead and like or follow for more of our animal adventure stories. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.